Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you clicked on this, you know what we're doing today. We're gonna draw and paint using many different mediums. We're gonna start out with pencils. Then we're gonna do some watercolor, 2 giant paint sets. This one, I've barely used. Oh, it's beautiful. Then we're gonna do something really scary and try
soft pastels.
It took me a long time to figure out even what to do with pastels because I've never used them before and I don't know what to do with them. It took me a long time to work up the courage. So let's do it. Let's get into it together.
All right, starting off with the basics, paper and pencil. I'm going to go for a new eye shape I've never done before, kind of like an excited expression where you can see the whites on the top of the eyes. Putting on some rough eyebrows, the shape. Whew, I was really glad that I was able to draw that face shape not too narrow. When I drew the eyes apart, I was kind of worried it was going to be a weird pointy chin face. My hand just took care of it. I didn't have to think about it. It just did it on its own. So I don't know how drawing goes for you guys, but for me it seems like the less tightly I try to control what I'm drawing, the better it comes out. I mean, those bangs are not really working for me, but I am going to take care of those in a minute. This tail also gets changed, but it's not horrible. It's just not what I was thinking of. With every drawing, there's going to be stuff that you like and that you don't like. That's why I prefer to draw with pencil, because I am a human who makes lots of mistakes, and my drawings are always like rough drafts. And I like to keep the stuff that I've drawn well, erase the stuff that I'm not happy with, and then make something better. Sorry about that skin tag looking thing. It was supposed to be the beginning of some ruffly sleeves, but didn't translate. I'm glad that it's gone. I really liked the idea of this cat's fluffy tail wrapping up around her arm. I could almost feel it while I was drawing it. Is there anything more fun to draw than hair? With the spirals and the twirls. I realize this girl's kind of looking a little anime, but I was trying to go for cute instead of realism. All of these hair spirals make me want to draw a mermaid next. Imagine the big billowy hair floating in the water. Now that the drawing is done, it's time to get out some colors. These are my alcohol markers. Aren't they beautiful? I forgot to mention in the intro that that's another medium I'll be using for this one, some alcohol markers. Yeah, if you haven't worked with them before, they're great for shading and highlighting because they layer and they're translucent. So let's make some beautiful eyelashes and some pupils. Keep those eye shinies popping out. Kitty's eyes are gonna have some dimension. The top is gonna be black pupil and the bottom is gonna be gray, although you can't really tell the difference from here. I'm also gonna have 2 different colors of green, but which ones to pick? I think this one and the lighter one. So the top will be this darker green and the bottom will be the more olive green. This girl's getting Violet Elizabeth Taylor eyes. Because I couldn't find the right purples, I thought it might be time to switch to watercolors. So I'm gonna put this watercolor paper underneath my paper and bust out my first set of watercolors from the $5 store. Look at this crazy watercolor pen. No, I couldn't use the cool watercolor pen because I couldn't figure out how to get it open to put the water inside. So obviously this isn't watercolor paper that I drew this picture on. It has a texture, it makes drawing a little bit more difficult. And yes, this will definitely get wrinkly from the water because this is just regular printer paper. But from experience, I know that it'll flatten out after it warps, so we're just gonna go with it. Now that this girl's getting fleshed out, we should talk about what her name is. As I was painting her, her expression on her face made me think her name should be Dinah. And I didn't realize until way, way later that it's because I knew someone named Dinah whose face looked very similar to this. Blue eyes, not purple though, of course. Yes, I know Dinah sounds a lot like
Diane.
but I don't think I've actually ever known anyone named,
Diane.
but I have known Dinah. Dinah was a real girl that I knew in high school that I haven't thought about in like 600 years. But when I first thought of the name Dinah, I thought it was influenced by the cat in the drawing, because I know there's a cat in some Disney movie named Dinah, and it was driving me crazy trying to figure out who this cat was. So good old Google came to the rescue. Turns out Dinah was the cat in the beginning of Alice in Wonderland, and she has the same color hair as this Dinah I'm painting right now. Small world, the brain can store much useless information. I actually finished this painting way before I found out which cat that was. The color of hair I was going for was my daughter's, like a auburn, reddish brown color, and it just happened to be the same color as that cat. It was really nice to get to play with watercolors for this art project. I was glad I got to blend the pink cheeks and give her some blushing after all the trouble I had with the pink in the acrylics. So it wasn't until I got some color on that octopus tentacle up there coming out of the top of her head that I was like, this one might be a little weird. It might have been a little too much, but it's on here now. I've painted it and it's part of this picture, so we're just gonna have to figure it out. When I come back in with all of my markers, maybe I can make it look a little better. So the way this blue watercolor was translucent in spots made me think of making this skirt kind of layered with tulle, and that's why it's outside of the lines. It wasn't a mistake, and here I am getting excited about blush again. All right, it's time to fix this hair. Originally, I wasn't going to put any line art on top of this hair, but I think it really adds to this look. I think it looks much better this way. It's a little cartoony, but it looks perfect. Why does putting lines on paper hypnotize me so? All right, it's time to get this cat filled in. It would be cute as a white cat, and I considered it, but then I realized I had a theme that I was gonna go for this drawing after all, and that requires a floofy black cat. Watercolor can look so cursed before you have everything on and the right colors. This poor kitty looks like it's getting mangled. I know how it turns out, so I'm not worried for it, and you shouldn't be either. The cat, by the way, I decided to name Tchotchke, just because it's a funny word to say. Ah, Katra, get out of the picture, I can't see. Let's add a little silver star and moonlight to this dress, very witchy. Oh, she's coming back. Here she is. Dude, that's wet paint. Time to wrap this up so we can get to the soft pastels. What the heck is this nonsense I'm painting in the background? That's exactly what it is, nonsense. I'm not about to spend time doing an intricate background when I have dreaded soft pastels to work with. So what the heck am I gonna draw that I can color in with soft pastels? Well, I'm gonna go for something cute again, of course. Something
Kawaii.
It's definitely not cute is that dome of my bald forehead poking in the bottom of the frame right there. Thank you. Can I please keep that out of there? So back to this.
Drawing.
What we have here is a cupcake. This tall thing is
Some milk.
that giant oval is an egg, maybe an ostrich egg. I don't know why I drew it so big. This little one that I'm drawing right now is the vanilla. This bag with a little leaf on it.
Is the flower.
So what else do we need to make this cupcake? Okay, it's a box with some sort of crystals on here. Then another littler box is being drawn. What kind of ingredients come in boxes? That looks like a little spout. Alright, now something super tall. Okay, I'm really concerned about the straightness of this line randomly when you can see from all the other drawings on this page that I wasn't going for architecture, just kind of slapdash. Finally, all these little ingredients are getting their character faces. They're gonna have little personalities, little milk lashes. So happy with a wide open mouth. Now we gotta make some room on the star of the show, the end product.
The cupcake.
Let's give it one of those cute little butt-shaped mouths. The flower back here is losing his ship because of that butt-shaped mouth. This little dude is about to reveal his secret identity. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Let's try it again later. Whoa, I go to put the tongue in and these eyes just appeared and they looked like glasses, so I had to give them some eyelashes. Now for the cherry on top, and I think we're done. Now I can blend these cute little pig cheeks in since I know this stuff blends. Oh, they're cute. The plan was to only use pastels on this drawing, and so I'm trying to use the itty-bitty corner of this black pastel for this fine lines, but that was nerve-wracking. My worry is that I'm not going to have tiny corners after I wear these down for these tiny little details, and then what am I going to do? So now I've started in on the cupcake liner, and I want it to be rainbow, but as I'm putting these colors in and trying to blend them, I'm realizing they're getting kind of smudged, and that's when I look at my fingers.
Hey Dum Dum, you were just holding a black pastel.
Freshly washed hands, I try it again, but it's getting kind of smeary and smudgy already.
That dang old milk container gave me a false sense of security.
This rainbow cupcake liner isn't going half as well as that one did.
Ah!
The disease is spreading! Guess I have no choice but to do this little orange box. This is exactly why I didn't like pastels. Alright, hands are rewashed, working on the blue one now. It looks a little creepy with the eyes outlined like that. This is where I start thinking there's gotta be a better way to blend. I tried it with this towel and all it did was grab some of the orange and put it on the top here, so let's see if I can fix that, and I'll just use the fingers again Just like with the clay, there's got to be tools for this, right? Because this is
The struggle.
the moment where I realize I'm not going to be able to keep up the purity of the pastels. Trying to draw these tiny eyes was impossible, and I'd put it on there but knew immediately I was going to have to use the Poscas. Let's get these hands wiped off. I can't keep washing them. So if the green hasn't given it away yet, I might as well reveal that this is a bottle of olive oil. You might use some different kinds of oils in your cupcakes, but I thought olive oil would be
A fancy addition.
to this group of ingredients. That's why she looks this way. This poor little baking soda box never has a chance when I touch it with those dirty fingers. I'm not gonna touch the cheeks on these bottles until my fingers are clean. Let's fix up this oil, put some yellow in it to make it more oily looking. Fresh fingers for cheek blending. All right, what's left? This egg needs to be addressed. I know eggs are white, but we gotta make it stand out, so let's put some color on it. A purple flower bag. Look at this sandy purple. Did I mix up the chalk pastels with the soft pastels? Is that why this purple is not working very well? Pulling the orange off of that box and onto the sack of flour isn't really helping either. Oh, and my fingers are dirty. Well, at least the blue went on soft. That is a soft pastel. Now our last little character, the vanilla. As soon as this guy gets filled in, we just have to do the pink on this cupcake, and I can whip out my lovely Poscas to do a little highlighting and to get
These dang old eyes.
All right, I'm ready to get all these soft pastels put away. So let's put some background on here really quick. We'll make these bottles and ingredients not floating. And I'm actually getting a good blend with this rag. A paper towel just took it all off, but this is kind of blending okay. The brightness of this yellow is really nice. I think if I do another pastel drawing, I may try doing it without blending anything. Now we have a fresh background paper, and I thought I was done with the pastels, but I forgot to put little pink cheeks on these guys. And of course, you can't even see the vanilla, so really was it that important? These juicy Poscas never disappoint to bring the pop. Look at those eyes, so much better, so much more crisp. I don't have to worry about things getting smudged. I'm not even paying attention to my hand though, I need to be careful. Yeah, let's turn this so I don't smear everything around. Get these eyes on this cupcake, get the little booty mouth and the second eye. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Little tiny baby eyes.
Egg eyes.
I was worried that the sandy texture of the pastels would mess up the Posca, but it went on very smoothly, so I kept going and highlighted all the other stuff I wanted to highlight, and now it's done. This is my handy dandy sketchbook. Needs a lot more stickers, but that's a different video, and looking through the whole thing would be another different video. Dinah and Tchotchke are back. Let's try to fit them in here. I like to attach my art in my sketchbook with washi tape. This is kind of magical for the skirt, and the sides match this pink almost perfectly. Got one side in, two sides in, and now just the magical bottom piece with this really pretty, I love this washi tape. Now that Dinah and Tchotchke are secured, it's time to find a place for our cupcake friends. I picked a metallic yellow for the top, which is coming out green, but believe me, it's yellow. and this matte blue for the bottom. I was worried about the pastel smearing on the page next to it, so I wanted to put some varnish on here. Sure enough, the varnish smeared the pastel, so I didn't do the whole thing, but this has been a long video and you guys deserve a reward. Here you go.
Who wants food?